What is up, my friend? Welcome back to another video. And today I want to go over 10 things that we need as composers to really make ourselves well-rounded and just equip ourselves with the best tools necessary to, really write music and reach our full potential. Some of these are more technical in nature, like they're more equipment oriented, while some of these are a little more theoretical and more conceptual. But I want to give you kind of a mix, so you know what to consider. But before we really do that though, I want to give you my Composer's Toolkit guide because this is really a good accompaniment to the video, talking about some essential tools that you really need, hardware and software, to get started writing music on the computer. So it really is to answer that question of what do I really need without spending all this extra money, because it's so easy to waste your money, right, on so many tools. So I really drill down to the core elements, put that into one simple guide, and I want to give it to you totally free. So if you click the link in the box below, it'll take you straight there, and it's my thank you to you for watching this video. Let's talk about these 10 things. Number one is passion, okay? In order to succeed as a composer or a writer in any form, you need to have a passion for it. You need to love what you're doing. And I think this is pretty easy to understand, but a lot of people wonder why they're not successful. It's literally because they're not consistent at outputting their art. They do it a few times and then they lose interest and they're like, okay, I'm not seeing results. And so, I'm feeling dejected and all that, so I don't want to do it anymore. But you have to be passionate about it. You have to want to do it in order to really proceed and move forward as a composer. So passion is really important, of course. And that's the first thing I wanted to bring up, because if you don't have passion, then it's really hard to succeed. Number two is having a computer, right? This is very essential. If you want to write music nowadays, you need to have a computer to write music on. I mean, you could also just do it on your phone. You could also just, play piano or guitar and just record it on your phone. But if you want to be able to process the sound and do things properly and add instruments and layer things together, then having a computer is absolutely necessary. The next thing is a DAW, right? So a DAW is a digital audio workstation, which is hosted on the computer. And this is where you would actually do your writing and arranging and playing in your MIDI and all of that stuff, and arranging your tracks and mixing and mastering. This is all done within a certain DAW. So without that, it's really difficult to get good results. But you need a computer and a DAW, which is like the technical thing to really get yourself up and running there. The fourth thing is a MIDI controller. MIDI controller, I just mean like a piano keyboard, and usually a MIDI controller would, have some piano keys, but it would also have like faders, knobs that you can turn, usually pitch wheel and mod wheel that you can influence different data on. But this is important because if you are a piano player, you want to play quickly and you don't want to be hampered by just clicking notes in here and there and just inputting, slowly. That's not really going to help. So, I mean, a lot of people do this and it works for them, which is great, but I always recommend having some sort of MIDI controller so you can play it in easily. So that's number four. Number five is an audio interface. And this is especially good if you are singing. If you're trying to record live instruments into your DAW, then an audio interface basically converts the signal that your microphone is receiving and turns it into readable information for your DAW. And that's basically the main function. A lot of audio interfaces are out there, lots of different choices, but you can really you can pick. There's a lot of affordable ones and a lot of expensive ones. The one I have for my microphone is called the Apogee 1, and I also have the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. I don't really use that one as much, the Focusrite, but it is there if I need it. But again, they have slightly different sound qualities as well, so it really is up to you. Then you also want a monitoring system, right? So usually that's going to be headphones or speakers. What are you listening to your sounds on? Headphones are great because they kind of eliminate a bad room in terms of like if there's reflections and stuff bouncing into your mic all the time or bouncing into your ears, then you're not going to get a true representation of what your music actually sounds like. Whereas if you're listening to on speakers, on a well-treated room, then you get a very transparent signal of what it actually sounds like, whereas headphones are very close to your ears. So a lot of people listen to music on headphones, but if you listen to your speakers, then you're getting a more open sound naturally. Then we also have the external hard drive. This is what you want to host your sounds and your samples and stuff on. Very important, because without it, then your internal storage of your computer can fill up very quickly, and we don't want that to happen. I know people do this, especially if they have a huge space on their computer, but typically having external drives allows you to free up internal space on your computer. So I would always recommend buying external drives, whether that's an HDD or an SSD. Then, of course, we need sounds and samples. Whether that's like orchestral libraries or piano libraries, guitar libraries, whatever they are, you need sounds in order to build an arrangement and produce your music, right? So you can find lots of stuff. You can find Splice, you can go on websites selling sample packs, MIDI packs, whatever they are. You're going to need sounds to actually create the sonic landscape of your song, right? And you would naturally host those on your external hard drives if you wanted to. Then another thing is music theory fundamentals. And again, this is not entirely necessary, but I think it's really important as a composer, because having a basic understanding of how music works in general and being able to say, okay, this chord naturally wants to go to this chord because of this, or, this modulation from here to here makes a lot of sense. This type of thing allows you to see what is commonly done and how you can apply it, or how you can avoid certain rules and certain patterns to make more unique results, right? So you don't have to be an expert in theory, but even if you just understand how basic theory goes and what the basic rules are, then you know what to follow and what you can break and all of that stuff. So I think having a basic theory knowledge is pretty important. Next, number 9 is this is number 10, I think, is basic keyboard skills. And again, this is not totally necessary, but being able to play the keyboard in a somewhat efficient way, like being able to play certain scales, playing certain chords, and playing certain arpeggios, even that can give you a good foundation in playing the piano. And as a result, it will make playing, so much easier and efficient, and you won't lose inspiration and motivation when you're playing. You won't have to pluck notes, here and there. That wastes a lot of time. But generally, I would recommend being able to play efficiently. And you can get a teacher for that. You can use my Piano Skills for Composers and Songwriters course, which takes you through how to actually play the piano from start to finish. And it really is up to you. But I definitely think having some sort of keyboard skills are very important. And then finally, just a very quick bonus, you can also have a microphone. Especially useful if you want to record vocals or a live instrument into your DAW. Or if you're going with samples only, then you don't need a microphone because that's already been recorded. So that's totally up to you. But let's just quickly recap those 10 things. You need passion, you need a computer, you need a MIDI controller, you need an audio interface, you need a monitoring system, you need an external hard drive, you need a DAW, you need sounds and samples, you need music theory fundamentals, and also basic keyboard skills. And then optionally, you can also have a microphone if you want to record your voice or another instrument as well. Let me know if you have any additional things that you can think of that would be nice to have, maybe essential for the composer or upcoming producer that would really take their skills to the next level. I would love to know. And if you don't have the Composer's Toolkit yet, again, I want to give that to you absolutely free. Again, it basically goes through some really fundamental hardware and software options that you need to have to really get started up and running in music producing. And it includes 6 of these things in that guide. So it's totally free if you want to check it out. It's the first link in the box below if you want to click that. And I want to give that to you again as a gift for watching this video. Thank you so much. I'll catch you in the next one and take care. Bye-bye.